Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am Sean Anderson, Most Valuable Podcast, and the upcoming segment is from our full Fast Break podcast that we recorded. And if you do want to check out that full podcast, head over to Blog Talk Radio/The Fast Break. You'll be able to find the full podcast over there. But let's move on now to the Washington Wizards. They've been red hot, and I gotta throw some stuff out there. I threw some shade at Scotty Brooks early on in the season, and I'm not taking it back. I don't think this is Scotty Brooks. I think he just has two great players, and especially one great player in John Wall, and Bradley Beal's be able to stay healthy, and we've been able to see him consistently out on the floor. But also you see the improvements of Otto Porter. You see the improvements. Improvements.
We got a new one, Ricky. You didn't even call it that.
Improvements?
Yep. It's 10:30. It's 10:30. Get off my grammar. We see the improving. I can't. What's the word for it?
You said it wrong, Sean. It's improvement.
The improvement. Thank you. The improvement of Otto Porter. We've seen Marcin Gortat, be able to be effective. We've seen Markieff Morris be effective as well. And the Wizards have been red hot recently. Mm-hmm. I believe 9-1. They're now fourth in the East, 29-20. And that's one thing looking at this Wizards team. And it's the question I got to ask you is, are they serious contenders? And I got to throw out another thing before I do that. Is you got to look at who they're going to be bringing back. They're going to be bringing back Ian Mahinmi, who's only played one game so far. He's a little banged up, a guy that they did sign in the offseason. Ian Mahinmi is now going to be added to this team. So with Ian Mahinmi, and if he can stay healthy, and looking at this Wizards team, what they've been doing without him, can they be a serious contender in the East?
I think they can. And, we had talked about one of the best backcourts in the NBA during the offseason this year, and we want to give them credit.
Ricky fucking said Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon's part of the best backcourt in the NBA. Mm-hmm. But no,
Stud.
You brought it up. Bradley Beal's health. Dude's played 45 games. Mm-hmm. You can't, 45 out of 47 is pretty fucking good. You can't really complain too much about that. He's put up stellar numbers, and John Wall has been the leader we knew he could be. And I'm happy to see his team finally succeed, because I felt bad for John Wall watching him play for years out there without any help, without any talent, and with a shit organization working with him. I know you have no love lost between yourself and Scott Brooks.
Nope.
I know he's a long-time listener.
I was gonna say what you just said. Oh, I hope they succeed. I was gonna be like, didn't both of you guys rag on them when we did that
I think
video?
I put him in the 8. Did I?
No, I'm talking about
when we. Playoff team.
I'm talking about when Scotty Brooks got hired. We did that video about Scotty Brooks.
Well,
it's a terrible hire.
I don't think the success is from Scotty Brooks.
Well, that's the thing. So I know Scotty listens, so I hope he takes this to heart. Fan. And your unofficial apology, but look,
don't apologize, Sean.
Don't apologize.
I got none to apologize for.
But it's a fun team, and watching young talent like Otto Porter, like Bradley Beal, start to grow their game and become more consistent is the biggest thing, because these are guys who are going to be like the core of your franchise. Kelly Oubre, same thing. The one that Ian Mahinmi, I'm not a huge fan. I know he's got a ton of hype surrounding him. Mm-hmm. He's a guy who kind of took a while to grow into his role, but I'm not sold. I don't think that's gonna make or break their chances in the
but coming off the bench and then filling that in for Gortat, especially what he did down low.
Yeah, Gortat's been the unspoken hero of this team. Just he gives you consistency.
Yeah, and
double doubles, no problem.
And one thing too with Gortat, he's a bigger guy. He's gonna run out of gas, and then you have a guy like Mahinmi who last year with Indiana.
They run him out there for almost 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, and with Indiana, he's gonna be able to take off pressure off Gortat, be able to increase his field goal percentage because he won't be so damn tired. And if you look at what Mahinmi did with Indiana last year, 25 minutes, shot around 58%. Adding that to a team is not going to hurt him.
No, definitely not. I think they're a solid team, and I like them as a contender in the playoffs.
How far can they actually go?
Second round maybe. If they get lucky, they can win a first round matchup. The thing is, John Wall and Bradley Beal, their chemistry is hot and cold, and when they're clicking, it is just fun to watch. It's honestly how much fun it is to watch the Warriors just destroy teams, and their offense is clicking, the ball's flying around everywhere, everybody's happy, everybody's involved. They're a fun team to watch. The Wizards, for very different reasons, are still a very fun team to watch, and I see the potential there, and I see how this franchise is going forward. I had a lot of concerns about Otto Porter's growth, and I want to see a lot of him on the court and him working with John Wall.
Hopefully
and how they're going to play off each other.
Die off and
Jesus
just standing
Christ.
out there What do I do?
He's zoned
Oh,
for a minute.
defense.
He's zoned for a minute. We all do it. It's okay.
His controller died.
Well, and the big thing, too,
yeah.
with Otto Porter, I mean, you got to look at his three-point percentage. I mean, this is a guy who couldn't shoot coming into the league, and now he got it all the way up to 46%.
Well, in limited shots, but yeah.
But he went from shooting point,
You're not wrong. I'm just
point and a half.
Let's not praise man like a Steph Curry.
He's shooting four threes a game, though.
He ain't Steph Curry yet.
He's shooting 4 threes a game.
Maybe
He's still
Steph
hitting
Curry.
a nice mark.
And the thing that
It's not bad. I know. Just give me shit. Just give me shit.
when you ask the question, Sean, of can they be a serious contender? I'll be honest. I hate the question. I get why we ask the question because
It's a go-to question.
it's a go-to question.
It's that.
Yep.
Is
But
Fred
it's one of
Hoiberg
those
going to be
things.
fired?
Like
Boom.
I hate it because it's one of those things, and I've brought it
At
up
least
before.
it's not the Knicks.
I would love to have this conversation later this year about one of the big problems with the NBA, with it being no parity, and it's basically there are, in my mind, 2 teams that could win the title. It's going to be the Warriors. It's going to be the Cavaliers. Pick your one. And
Disrespecting
with this,
the Spurs.
Well, it's one of those things. Where
I know. I'm
it's
just
like,
fucking with you, man.
the first thing I thought about when I thought was, oh, well, what about the Thunder? Yeah, well, who ended up beating the Thunder, Ricky? And I was like, good point, Ricky. And that's the conversation that went on in my head. I just think this is a Wizards team where you can do great things in the regular season. You can do great things in the play. Like a series against the Raptors, you might be able to beat them. Probably might. Then with the Celtics, I could see you maybe beating them in the playoffs. But if they go up against the Cavaliers, I got the Cavaliers 10 out of 10, maybe even 11 out of 10.
Well,
That's some high odds.
Yeah, I would not want to be Vegas on that one.
That was the one thing when Dave said, they can get past the first round, they can pass the,
And that's it.
and then won't get past the second round. I was like, well, why are you
Depends
saying
where
that?
they match. Yeah.
You were saying that because they're currently slotted in the 4th seed.
Let's put.
They're going to play the Cavs in the second round.
Actually, would they be the 4th? Because I got ESPN has them at the 3.
Maybe I haven't refreshed it.
If they're at the 3, they would play Indiana in the 1st. That's a win.
Yep.
Then
I
Sorry,
haven't
Paul
refreshed
George.
it. Yeah, they're third now.
Then it's one of those you don't get to play the Cavs until that conference final. So you got to be a top 3 team if you're the Wizards. If you're a top 3 team,
You're ducking Cleveland. Everybody's ducking Cleveland.
Let's be honest. You got to be 2 or 3 because we know who's going to be 1.
Yeah.
If you're 2 or 3, then you can duck Cleveland and lose to them in the conference final.
And one thing too, if you're Washington, you want to be at home because they're one of the best teams at home in the East. I mean, they're currently 21-6 at home.
they're on a tear.
You know what I would really like? A Wizards-Celtics second-round matchup. Winner gets the Cavs.
And it would be fun. And one thing, too, I mean, if it currently stays, I don't think Toronto's going to stay at the 4, to be honest with you. Toronto's still the second-best team in the East in my mind. I think Boston's third.
It's pretty lumped, though, to be fair. Like in the East right now, it's 1, and then it's everybody else in the middle.
It's not too far separated. I mean, Washington and Toronto is currently tied at 4.5 games behind Cleveland. So, but the thing with Toronto is, if Toronto faces Cleveland in the second round, we saw Toronto was the only team that could, outside of the Warriors, was the only team to take them to past 4 games. I mean, they took them 4-2 and beat them twice. So
but they don't got their best player anymore in Bismack Biyombo.
But what I'm saying...
Was Bismack Biyombo holding back DeMar DeRozan? Yes.
But what I'm saying is the Cavs won't have that speedy jump. They won't go 8-0, and they'll have to go up against a Raptors team that did take them to 6 games. And LeBron won't be super fresh going into that finals, that conference finals, which might hurt the Cavs' run in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then if they get,
That's why they got to lean on Melo.
Jesus Christ!
Right there. Give some.
I'd love to have that conversation. Can we have it?
Fuck no!
Talk
about the Wizards.
Sean is just hating on the New York Knicks.
Fuck it! Oh, we're 3 straight podcasts about a team that doesn't matter.
Speaking of that, though, the one
The
thing
Knicks don't matter.
I can't remember if it was at the beginning of the segment or before we hit the record button. Sean, you mentioned, they're like 9 and whatever in their last whatever
9 and 1
games.
in the last 10.
And the thing I looked back was, yeah, that's right. They should have got a loss on Thursday, January 19th, because their coach was on the court and altered that shot from Courtney
He might
Lee.
influence it a little.
Oh, influenced it a little. He was on the court, Dave.
This kid's giving me 3 chins worth of attitude.
That needs to be that's Ricky's mixtape. He's giving him a little bit of attitude there. Well, and we also got to talk about the Heat. I mean, we were supposed to talk
Hottest
about the
teams.
Heat.
We covered the Sixers last week, which you guys loved. Thank you for the love. And that
You're a
we're doing the
bandwagon.
Wizards right now. I'm not a bandwagoner. I've been talking about them before the
You
season.
hated
started.
them
Bandwagon.
like
I will
2 seasons ago.
Yeah, that's because they sucked.
Bandwagon.
And they had no direction.
Bandwagon.
I loved Hanky, though.
Bandwagon.
Love where they're going.
Dave's a bandwagon.
Thanks, Sean.
I'm going to hurt you. Mr. No Fandom.
Keep going.
Mr. No Fandom. We talk Sixers. You love it. We love it.
No, you
we were
love
talking
it.
Wizards. Are we doing Heat next? Can Deion Waiters stay hot?
9 straight wins for the Heat. You're shaking your head no, but 7-Eleven is always open.
Boom.
Let's get back to the Wizards.
Let's
Let's
get
get
Yeah,
back
it's a
to what
preview next
this
week,
is
maybe.
thought.
Whoa.
Let's get back to what this is.
We'll get back to the Wizards, and that's really
Washington fans are now like, "What? You disrespected us, bro?"
It's 10:45 p.m. I'm tired. I haven't slept all
The
week.
thing
Yeah, we
is,
slept all
I
week.
haven't slept all week.
the thing is, it's like, do you have the talent to maybe contend? Yeah, with everyone besides Cleveland. That's like the answer I'm going. My final answer is you can beat anyone except for Cleveland.
John Wall is just something special. And like Bradley Beal's, you think he's on his way to being a top 5 2-guard?
No.
No?
Show me some more healthiness.
Well, here, let's see.
more
Some
than
more
just half a
health-
season.
I think
More
consistency
healthiness.
is what you're looking for.
More than half a season.
Are we counting Jimmy Butler as a 2?
Officially, he's a small forward at this point.
Okay, so we're not counting Jimmy Butler. So
No, he's a 2-guard. Who am I kidding?
he's a 2-guard.
He's a 2-guard.
Is Kyrie a 2-guard?
No.
Okay, just throw.
Kyrie's a point.
I'm trying to.
He's a new NBA point.
Kyrie's a 1.
DeMar DeRozan,
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Those are 1, 2 right there. Then I would look at.
CJ McCollum.
No,
I would say
he's having a down
Or
year.
would
I would
Dame
s-
be the? Who,
I would say
who's
Dame's
the
a 1.
Dame's
Dame's
a
the
1.
one.
I would
That's
say
what I thought.
Clay's better. I would say Clay. I would. He might be a 5th. He might be. Oh shit! He might be a 5th.
Front row.
Oh yeah. I really can't make an argument for anyone else. I would say he's probably a top 5 2-guard right now. But the thing with that is in the Wizards, and I'm kind of losing my train of thought because again you threw
Sorry, I
something-
threw
you
that out.
threw a curveball at me, Dave.
Yep. I'm asking
How
questions.
dare you make me analyze? 2 guards. We're talking about 2 guards. What's going on? Am I having a stroke?
You're okay.
I think
You're
you
okay.
are.
So it's DeMar DeRozan.
We figured he's a 2-guard. He's a top 5
Yeah.
2-guard. We're leaving this all in too because I can't think straight. We're talking about the Wizards in the playoff. Do they need to make a trade? That's what I was trying to get out. You threw me a complete curveball. Do they need to make a trade
No.
to possibly become at least more competitive? Because if we're talking about the Cavs possibly going up against the Raptors in the second round and possibly being a little more banged up, do the Wizards need to make a trade, and will that trade be able to push them over? And if they are making a trade, what's the piece they need?
What are they? That's the thing. What are you trading for? If you're trading for, you wouldn't trade for a Boogie because you got Gortat. Are you going to trade for Melo? If you brought in a piece like that, then yeah, sure, I can have you beating the Cavaliers. But if you're going to bring in any ticky-tack piece, it's not going to be like, oh, looking at this team to beat the Cavs.
Gortat's, I think Gortat's fantastic, but I think you can improve Gortat.
Yeah, but would you bring in that's what I'm saying, like a guy on the caliber of trade market as like a Boogie, as a Melo. Like you're
I
not
don't
gonna
think you need a star.
I don't.
You need
think,
a Plumlee. That's what you're telling
No.
me. He's on the move, I heard.
dude. That's a huge contract.
I'm going to throw a name out.
Yep.
And I
Okay.
know Ricky's going to say.
I know who it is.
I know Ricky's going to say what
I'm
the
reading
fuck.
your mind because we agree podcast.
It's
Okay.
going to be a great podcast.
Have Dave say it first.
Is it Brolo?
It's Brolo!
Oh, this guy.
Brook Lopez.
This guy gets me.
Because I love Brook Lopez.
Yep.
The guy's wasting away in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
doing nothing for Brooklyn. And I would think that Brooklyn would be like, hey, let's at least trade Brolo and try to get something out of him.
What are you going to give up for him?
That's the thing is, I think you're not. You
Brooklyn
don't have
says
to give him,
for a pick.
you don't have
Give him
to.
a pick.
You don't have to give him up a ridiculous amount here.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kelly Oubre has been struggling. I mean, you might not need Kelly Oubre. And why did I say it like that?
Oubre.
You can go for picks for Brooklyn. I was going to call him New Jersey. You can go for picks for Brooklyn and get Brook Lopez. And if you add a guy like Brook Lopez, who has been able to stretch the floor this year, has been able to put up 20 points, has been able to at least guard the rim. And one thing, if you look at Washington, they don't have a guy averaging a block per game. So if you add a guy like Brook Lopez who can be a consistent defender, Marcin Gortat won't have to be playing ridiculous minutes.
And offensively, he adds that 3-ball.
That's what I was saying. He can stretch the floor. So
Yeah,
do you think that could be an addition that might boost the Washington Wizards to possibly contend more in the East? And do they need to make a move?
I think that would be an interesting move because I think that definitely ups the timeline. Kelly Oubre is 21 right now. And obviously, like this whole team is actually kind of young. Like their core.
Very young team.
So that's why I'm a little concerned. Like I like Brolo's fit on this team, but it depends on like when their target window is for a championship run. And I know we're the type of people who are pessimists. We're like, look, you just got to wait till LeBron James is done in the East. So let's be honest, you're probably not going to get past him. If you want to try though, I think that would be like if you could package Oubre plus a pick plus something to get like Brook. I think that would actually make this team kind of dynamic, and they would have two fantastic guards. And then they would have a center who, like you said, stretches the floor, brings
Very
you
underrated.
some defensive help down low. And then you just, honestly, the final piece is if they could get a 6-man, but I don't know like where you're going to go for that right now.
Williams.
It's one of those things, too, that, I mean, I look at it right now. I have the trade machine up, and it's $21.1 million around for Brook Lopez's contract.
Yeah.
You got to come up with that. So for me, the first thing I look at is, are you going to trade one of your centers? Are you going to trade them? Are you going to trade Ian or Gortat?
You run him out there for a couple weeks of play, you see what his value is, and tease him over to Brooklyn.
Well, how long is Ian Mahimi's contract? Do you have that up?
4 years.
Okay.
That says here.
Right.
4
won't want that.
and then 3 for Gortat. So they're not going to want that. Like, if we're looking at just like expirings, you've got Otto Porter at 5.
Not going to give him up.
You still need around, like, even if you threw him in there,
Porter's
you still
not going
need
anywhere.
huge money. Then you got Trey Burke, 3.3 mil. You've got
no money.
Thornton, who's not even making a mil. He's making like he's making $980K.
So it's a cap dump for the Nets.
Yeah. It's basically, if I am the Nets, I am looking at and going, no, you don't have enough to give me expiring contracts, and it's not going to be worth it even if I get a pick.
Well, look, I wasn't pulling up, but how much cap room do the Wizards have? None at all. All right. Well, Mahimi's a big contract. Nicholson possibly, or Jason Smith. Jason Smith can be something. Trey Burke. There you go. Trey Burke's a terrible contract. Trey Burke. You can throw Trey Burke, Kelly Oubre. Is that enough? It failed. All right. Well, maybe you need to cut 14 mil.
The
That's
thing
a lot.
what I'm saying is that trade might not be able to work out for the Wizards, so then it's back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's,
Third team.
It's fair
Solves
enough.
all problems.
Third team is pretty much what we'd have to do.
Miles Plumlee's got an awful contract, right?
Let's work out Miles Plumlee off camera. Pretty much what we're saying is Wizards have something working.
They've got good stuff. They want to be patient, and I think this team has potential to continue to grow. They're on the right track.
But you got to look at LeBron.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Be patient. I don't.
And with the LeBron
like, if you
thing,
could add
it's
somebody
not
dynamic, great. But
with
don't
the
rush
LeBron
it.
thing, it's not years down the line. I'm looking just at this year. Just this year, you're not getting past LeBron.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And down the line, they might have something cooking. But right now, I think that they will be a top 4 team in the East the way they've been playing. I think that my preseason predictions might have been a little bit wrong on the Washington Wizards, but
So
again,
Scotty Brooks doing the job.
But again, I wasn't expecting Bradley Beal to be healthy as well. So and
I
think
argued for Beal being a top dude.
and I think I mentioned that if he stayed healthy, then they might have something going. But again, I also did not like Scotty Brooks and still don't like Scotty Brooks. But I think we all agree that they're not serious contenders. But that is going to wrap up this episode of the Fast Break Podcast. A long podcast, a fun podcast that we talked Wizards, we talked Ja, we talked Isaiah. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell us all of your opinions down below in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost at 5,000. You get to roast that man at 5,000, Ricky Widmer, when we hit it. And if you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, thank you so much. If you hit that download button, we appreciate it so much. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to keep coming back. But for Ricky, Dave, I'm Sean. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Oh, shit. It's just one of our videos scared me a little bit. Don't forget to check out that one. And also don't forget to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.